We also brought them over to Indian Institute of Sciences. And there we got all the startups also to come and display what they have contributed to the Indian economy and what their capabilities are. That also happened in Bengaluru. Other than these two facts, you've had senior ministers like Amit Shah ji, Nadda, Rashtriya President, Nitin Gadkari ji, Rajnath Singh ji, all of them visiting Karnataka and giving due attention to the issues which, when they interact, have been picked up. If this is happening now because central government is Prime Minister Modi and NDA government and there is an NDA government here, you might say, oh yeah, obviously both the governments are BJP, therefore you're doing it. No. If you... Hey, please, yeah. If you look at the history of BJP, and much before the BJP was born, there is an emotional bond BJPites have with Bengaluru. That horrible attack on emergency, attack on the Indian democracy. Two of our stalwart leaders were arrested here in Bengaluru and kept in jail here. Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji and also Advani ji. So we do know and have a very strong bond with Karnataka, particularly the city of Bengaluru, where during emergency when there was no BJP, they were arrested here. Arrested by the Congress party today, which is screaming, saying, oh, all institutions are being undermined. Every opposition leader was put in the jail during emergency and unconstitutional 1-year extension was given to the Lok Sabha. With all the opposition leaders arrested and kept in jail, critical constitutional amendments were made for which you need 2/3 majority in Lok Sabha, 2/3 majority in Rajya Sabha. Such amendments were also made during that time. So today when Congress is screaming about institutions have been broken down, please remember, people in Karnataka have seen it firsthand as to how opposition leaders were arrested and sent to jail, and not only in Karnataka but all over the country, and having put them in the prison, 1-year illegal extension was given, 5-year term for Lok Sabha, 1-year illegal extension was given, and at that time, critical constitutional amendment, fundamental changes were made to the constitution. We should not forget it. So, the emotional bond that we have to Karnataka is prior to even BJP was born. And then, two national executives have happened here in Karnataka. As soon as 2014, Prime Minister Modi won with a superb majority. The next year, 2015, we held a national executive here, and prior to that, in 2008. And I just want to highlight, I won't go into details of it. There are 18 times resolutions which are passed in BJP's national executives relating only to Karnataka and Karnataka's well-being. So the BJP attachment and also concern for Karnataka is not just now because we have an election, we have to win an election, and therefore no. There is a checkered history of how Karnataka has played a role in evolving BJP and BJP in turn attending to needs of Karnataka. I will never forget that resolution which was passed in probably 2006, highlighting how northern Karnataka districts were reeling under problem. Agricultural workers have come to a standstill. Farmers' suicide was the highest at that time. BJP kept saying, oh, UPA government, please give attention to Karnataka. No. They were just indifferent. So, if I'm talking about these things as things which have happened earlier and we've continuously been given attention to Karnataka, that continues even now. Again, without going into too much of detail, I'll just say the 6 heads under which big amounts have been spent in Karnataka. And you can classify them as railways, roadways, airways, infrastructure, that is digital infrastructure, defense, and a broad category of others. In all these six, the amount spent in Karnataka for building infrastructure, I will lay before you and you will know that what benefit a double engine Sarkar can give you. In Delhi, a government which is pro-development. In Delhi, a government which wants every state to progress. In Delhi, a government which doesn't differentiate. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. So Ujjwala reaches everybody, Swachhata reaches everybody. I don't know if you had the opportunity to hear the Honorable Prime Minister speaking on Sthapana Divas. He just said last 15 days data, you take it out, you see how much has been achieved. And that's how rapidly India is progressing. Just take this example. In fact, Prime Minister Modi called it as chariot of growth for Karnataka. Talking about railways, roadways, airways, and highways, which is the digital connectivity. Bengaluru-Mysuru Expressway, 8,480 crores of rupees. 6 laning. And therefore the travel time has come down to 75 minutes in the place of 3 hours. Then the next one is Mysuru Kushal Nagar, 4,130 crores, 4 laning. Again, brings down the travel time by half, which is it takes 5 hours now, it will be 2.5 hours after the road is completed. In Karnataka alone, highway related projects, small, big, everything, touches 1 lakh crores of rupees. I'm not getting into specifics for want of time, and of course you'll have a lot of questions to ask. I'll move to railways. You know, just for the state of Karnataka, between 2009 and 14, before the NDA government of 2014, the total amount given for Karnataka railways only is 835 crores. 2009 to 14, which is prior to Prime Minister Modi's forming government in 2014, Karnataka only for railways got 835 crores. Now, after Prime Minister Modi comes in, that amount, inclusive of this budget, which is 23-24, I'm saying, that amount has gone up 9 times. And how much is now spent on Karnataka? 7,561 crores between 14 and 2023-24. Now, there are some stars also in this, meaning for the first time, or record-breaking, whatever. I'll list out the items under which this amount is being claimed, but the world's longest railway platform was built in Karnataka and the Prime Minister launched it. It has become a part of the Guinness Book of Records. Sri Siddharuda Swamiji Hubballi Station. 1,507 meter long station at 20 crores. Then another star is PM inaugurated it in 2022. India's first air-conditioned railway station, Sir M. Vishveshwaraya Railway Station at Bayyapanahalli. It's again one of the clear indication that modernizing of railway stations is happening at a rapid pace in Karnataka. A third star-worthy point is, again in 2022, Prime Minister dedicated the nation the 100% electrification of 740 kilometers long Konkan railway line, which will benefit Karnataka immensely. Other than that, there are projects which I can go about saying, Whitefield to Krishnarajapura, which takes 4,250 crores. So railways, there's a list. I'm sure the state party will also pass it on to you. But I just want to say it has several firsts in this list. Then I move over, as I said, to talk about airways, the kind of money spent for airways there, the Shivamogga Airport, along with the various development projects that cost 3,600 crores, which was inaugurated on February 23rd. Also, the terminal in a garden, which is what the new terminal of Bengaluru is called, which is being constructed at a cost of 5,000 crores. And also the second runway in Kempegowda International Airport at 2,708 crores. These are not just numbers, they are translating into concrete action, and you see a modern facility coming out here. Now, if that is the third item, airways, I'll talk about the fourth, which is health, education, and smart city related. 520 crores of rupees was spent on Hubli Dharwad Smart City project. Jayaveva Hospital and the research center which goes with it has taken 250 crores. There are other projects which I'd like to highlight quickly. Tumkuru Industrial Township, which is a part of National Industrial Corridor Development Program. I want to highlight why this is very important, the NIC-DICT as we call it. The Mumbai-Delhi corridor, freight corridor, is built by them. There's more coming from Amritsar going to Kolkata. All these are happening, and we are extending that to Tumkur because Chennai to Bengaluru also goes to Tumkur, and the National Industrial Corridor Development Program has taken this up. So that's a major development which I want to highlight. Prime Minister also laid the foundation for a 3,800 crore mechanization and industrialization of the Mangaluru port. What would it give for us? It's a facility. This has a direct impact on common people. I want to highlight that. This facility will bolster Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana because it's going to have a berth which is for unloading and loading full load, very large gas carriers for the country which is importing gas immensely. And that's why recently it's gone up, and we've given 200 rupees subsidy for each cylinder. May not be enough, but still, because it's a completely imported commodity, we have very big difficulties because of the fluctuation in the international market. So that is at 1,000 crore of rupees. Defense. I know Karnataka, particularly in Bangalore, there's a lot of concern about HAL. And I've seen this from the time when I was in Defense Ministry. But since then, the intention of Prime Minister Modi is to make sure that HAL becomes well endowed. And that is why today, in Tumkuru industrial area, you have one of Asia's largest helicopter manufacturing facility. And that is why it is going to be one of the leading steps towards India's Atmanirbharta for defense, but also produced there, they can be exported. So I said I'll talk about connectivity. These are all very important steps. There's also a lot of construction of edible oil refineries, construction of bitumen storage, and allied facility, all of which are coming around Mangaluru. The last point I want to talk about in the infrastructure is fishing harbour at Kulai, which is also going to be one of the biggest steps taken for the benefit of Karnataka. Specifically, if I have to highlight two sectors other than the 6 that I spoke about, is the biotechnology park, on which Karnataka state government has also taken a lot of steps. They have said it won't just be Bangalore, it will be extended to other parts of Karnataka. So Bangalore Bio Innovation Center, the park and the cluster, will be replicated now in Mysore, in Dharwad, Mangaluru, and Bidar. So these are big developments in order that Karnataka retains its lead in science and technology. And after all, if startups have really located themselves here, and unicorns and sunicorns are a big story, we need also to bring in more and more plan and policy together with the state government for sustaining that momentum. So largely these were the things I wanted to highlight. There are projects, water related projects which have come. The one big announcement that we made in the budget is also something which all of you are aware of. Dharwad multi-village water supply schemes for 1,040 crores and water reaching every house. The Renuka Sagar Reservoir, Malaprabha River, and they are specifically water related. I wouldn't want to expand more on this, but the last point which I would highlight is several clusters are being created for retaining Karnataka's edge over other states in various sectors. I'll just highlight, they are about 9 of them in total. I'll just list it without going in detail. Jewelry Park in Kalaburgi, EV Hub in Ramanagara, 3D printing in Harohalli, FMCG cluster in Hubli, Dharwad, Pharma cluster in Kadechur, Yadgir, Foundry cluster in Belgaum, Aerospace and Defense cluster in Devanahalli, Textile Hub in Davanagere, and state's own IT policy has helped us. The one which I referred earlier, the Beyond Bengaluru point which the state government has been emphasizing, has now taken the ITES, the BPO, ESDM, that is the Electronic System Design Manufacturing, and Telecom Services. All of them are being taken outside to Mangaluru, Tumkuru, Mysuru, Hubli, Shivamogga, and Kalaburgi. So the benefit of a good, well-planned economic development without differentiating people to people, taking everybody along, together with the state government and state government's well-considered policy, has ensured that Karnataka stands out in its development and the benefit reach all people. So at this I stop and I answer questions. There were a few more points that I would have highlighted, but I'll wait for the questions to be asked. Thank you.
मैम, कल पद्मा अवार्ड दिया गया कर्नाटक के राशिद अहमद कादरी को। उन्होंने कहा कि कांग्रेस सरकार से उम्मीद थी, इसकी नहीं मिला। बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट से इसकी उम्मीद नहीं थी कि माइनॉरिटी को मिलेगा, मिला। प्रधानमंत्री ने मुझे गलत साबित किया। प्रधानमंत्री तो मुस्कुरा के रह गए, आप क्या कहेंगे?
ये सही बात है, क्योंकि एक गलत इमेज बीजेपी के ऊपर पिछले 20-25 साल में हवा खड़ा कर दिया, एक इमेज, रूमर बेस्ड इमेज। जबकि प्रधानमंत्री जी बार बार बोलते हैं सबका साथ, सबका विकास, और हम सब बार बार बोलते हैं वोट बैंक पॉलिटिक्स हमारा नहीं है। हर एक नागरिक भारतीय है, चाहे वो जिस भगवान को वो प्रार्थना करते हैं, हमें फर्क नहीं पड़ता। ये क्लासिक एक उदाहरण है, आपने उठाया। मुझे संतोष है कि आप इस विषय से शुरू कर रहे हैं प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस को। वही है असली बीजेपी। हम किसी भेदभाव नहीं करते। उज्ज्वला स्कीम के उदाहरण लीजिए, स्वच्छता का उदाहरण लीजिए, हर गरीब, किसान, दलित, महिला, सबको फायदा मिलना चाहिए। वही है।
मैडम, मोदी जी ने ऐसा बोलता है, मतलब स्टेट के बारे में बात किया तो इधर का बीजेपी लीडर बोलता है एक समुदाय का वोट मुझे नहीं चाहिए, और एक आदमी इतना बोलता है हमारा सरकार फिर आ गया, हम मदरसा को बंद करते हैं। इसके बारे में क्या बोलते हैं?
नहीं, मैं उदाहरण के साथ आपके सामने रख रही हूँ। बाकी स्टेटमेंट्स के ऊपर मैं कमेंट करना उचित नहीं होगा। हमारे पॉलिसी है सबका साथ सबका विकास.
ಮೋದಿ ಅವರ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಆರೋಪ ಇದೆ. ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಯಾವಾಗ ಪ್ರವಾಹ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಯಾವಾಗ ಯಾವಾಗ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಆವಾಗ ಮೋದಿ ಅವರು ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ, ಚುನಾವಣೆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ಆರೋಪ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ನವರು, ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಜನಸಾಮಾನ್ಯರು ಕೂಡ ಆರೋಪ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ತರ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸಂಕಷ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾಗ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಲ ಮೋದಿ ಅವರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ? ನೀವು 32 ಸಲ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ, ಫ್ಲಡ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ, ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ, ಸೆವೆರಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್, ಕಲಾಮಿಟೀಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಲ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಮೋದಿ ಅವರು?
32 times in 5-6 years is not proof for you that he is stood by the state. संदर्भ मैं 32 times का संदर्भ निकाल करके आपको बोलूंगी. नहीं, I don't think that's a fair comment. 32 times election कर्नाटका में हुआ क्या? हाँ? 2015 से आज तक 32 times चुनाव हुआ है. प्लीज आप जवाब दो. अरे दिस ईयर का मैंने ही बोल दिया. April 9th तक 8 बार.
People face
1 minute, I'm answering this question. मैं आती हूँ. इस बार 8 बार, April 9th के साथ 8 बार हो जाएगा. ये साल चुनाव है. आप वो आरोप लगा सकते हैं, आप लगा रहे हैं या कोई और लगा रहे हैं, मुझे पता नहीं है. मगर इससे पहले मैंने 32 बार आए थे. मैं आपसे पूछ रही हूँ क्या कर्नाटका में 2015 से लेकर आज तक 32 बार इलेक्शन हुआ? नहीं.
ಮೇಡಮ್, ನೀವು ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಬರಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಪವರ್ ಬರಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ನೀವು ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಹೈಕ್ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಪ್ರಾಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಹೈಕ್ ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಈಗ ಸಿಲಿಂಡರ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಫ್ಯೂಯಲ್ ಹೈಕ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಗೆ ಏನು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಒನ್. ದೆನ್ ಅನದರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ವರ್ಕರ್ಸ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಲೀಡರ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಹೈಕ್ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತೆ ಒಂದು ವಿರೋಧ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಪಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
One matter. Price hike is a matter on which we are very, very sensitive and responsive. Hey, let me finish my answer. What result do you want? Please tell me. I'll give you that result. Will you compare the world with India? Will you compare the situation prevailing everywhere, particularly after COVID, particularly after Russia and Ukraine war? The commodities that we import are all going skyrocketing. They are not produced in India. We totally import. Is that price rise mine? But that price rise hits me, and there I have to give support. I'll have to look at that as well, right? Even you will have to look at it, I'm sure. But if you want to look at it, look at it. If you don't want, that's a fine thing. But I will give an answer. That's why I'm saying, even in this adverse circumstances, inflation has been kept at 6% or below. There are times it goes up, then we work together with RBI and say, please control it. Where it is not possible, like for instance, the crude which is imported, like for instance, the gas which is LPG which is being imported, we try to give subsidy where possible. May not be enough, but we try to give subsidy. Excise duty reduction was done by 2 times by Prime Minister Modi, and I know Karnataka government also immediately reduced the price. So efforts are happening. Import of edible oil, we had to allow imports on a higher basis and reduce custom duty so that more of edible oils can come. We are also telling you that edible oil containers are being built around Mangaluru airport. These are both short and medium term steps so that inflation can be brought down, so that Samanya Praja, ordinary citizen and his suffering can be brought down. So we are taking efforts. And that's why last month you found that it came down even below 5, the inflation rate. Every compensation says, I've answered this in the parliament as well, has been paid, completely paid. No state has any pending except if they themselves had not sent the claim authorized by the AG of the state. If you've not sent it, I won't be able to clear it. But that's not me keeping it as pending. All states have received the compensation. regarding financial structure of the country. No, I understood all that. So Sri Rahul Gandhi believes. I'm asking you a question. If he really indeed thinks that Adani has been given all these things, which is not true. Let me also say he's now becoming a repeat offender in terms of putting baseless allegation against the Prime Minister. We saw that prior to 2019 election. Now he's doing it again. He doesn't seem to learn any lessons from all these false allegations that he wants to level against the Prime Minister. But I'm asking you, you think this is happening, we've given undue favors. It was the Congress government, ma'am. I don't know if you're from Kerala, but I would like to tell you. It was the Congress government which gave on a platter the Vizhinjam port to Adani. It was not given on the basis of any tender. Now it is not his government, it is CPM government there. But what stopped him from asking and demanding that Kerala cancel that order? Equally, in Rajasthan, the entire solar power project has been given to Adani. What stops Rahul Gandhi? Like the way, I think in 2013, when Prime Minister Manmohan Singh was outside the country, in a press conference, he came and tore the ordinance which Prime Minister Manmohan Singh came up with to amend that law in which if 2 years or more conviction happens for a person, he should not be disqualified immediately. That ordinance was brought by Manmohan Singh. He called it nonsense and he threw it in the dustbin. Like that, why doesn't he tear off that Rajasthan agreement with Adani saying, no solar power here, go away. Your Modi, Adani, bye-bye. They say no. So we don't want Modi, Adani, bye-bye in Rajasthan, cancel that order. Why is he not saying that? And why is he not saying in Chhattisgarh, the kind of projects which are being given away there? If any crony capitalism is happening, it is happening in Congress-led governments, and Rahul Gandhi will not speak a word about it. And he keeps throwing allegations against the Prime Minister. I challenge him to go and cancel all these orders which were given by his own governments. Baseless allegation को डाल दो, फिर 100 बार उसको रिपीट करो और भगवान से ये प्रार्थना करो कहीं वो छिप जाए और मुझे बेनिफिट मिले. भैया सॉरी, 2019 में राफेल के एलिगेशन में आप जब ऐसे बयान देते प्राइम मिनिस्टर के खिलाफ, आप जाकर के सुप्रीम कोर्ट में माफी मांगना पड़ा. और उससे पहले आरएसएस के खिलाफ जब गलत बयान दिया कि आरएसएस किल्ड महात्मा गांधी, रिटर्न अपॉलॉजी देना पड़ा राहुल गांधी को. और आज बोल रहे हैं मैं गांधी हूं, सावरकर नहीं. Does he remember the 2 apologies he gave earlier? So, ma'am, I hope that answers your question.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಸುರ್ಜೇವಾಲಾ ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಆರೋಪ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
ಹಾ,
ಮೋದಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಮಿತ್ ಶಾ ಮತ್ತೆ ಜೆ.ಪಿ. ನಡ್ಡಾ ಅವರ ರ್ಯಾಲಿಗಳನ್ನ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಜನ ಸೇರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೀ ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ನಾಯಕರು ಬಿಲ್ಡಪ್ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
भारत जोड़ो यात्रा was all build up only. So build up के बारे में उनको ही मालूम है भाई, हमें मालूम नहीं है. हमें सिर्फ ये मालूम है जनता से हम जोड़कर रखना, उनके इश्यूज को उठाना. आज नहीं, इमरजेंसी के कार्यकाल से हम जनता के इश्यू को बार बार उठा रहे हैं, देश के विषय को बार बार उठा रहे हैं. यही प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी मुरली मनोहर जोशी जी के साथ पूरे यात्रा किया. जम्मू कश्मीर भारत के अटूट अंग है बोल करके विषय उठाने वाले हम, लड़ने वाले हम, जीत पाने वाले हम, और वो ये सब बयान करने वाले हैं वो.
Ma'am, here, as we speak, protest is happening here, Vijay Chowk, by all the opposition parties. Do you somewhere feel that this Adani issue is trying to glue all the opposition's party together? Will this be a threat in the next 1 year? Because even TMC is closing up to Congress now. Do you feel all the parties will be against you again on the Adani issue?
See, against Prime Minister Modi and his governance, and above all, a corruption-free government that he's given since 2014, All India, and prior to that in Gujarat, opposition has no issue. And in opposition, every party wants to be the dominant party. So they pick up on issues thinking that will bring them together. Have we not seen cozying up with Adani photos with, shall I take names? I don't intend to, but I'm saying because you said TMC also. Honorable Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee ji has been welcoming Adani. Every state, as I said, Congress-led Kerala. So, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh. So, Adani issue, bringing all of them together, I can't see how, unless they are brazen about it, saying, we will do everything with Adani, but we'll also question you on Adani. Hame question karo, hame parwa nahi, kyunki we have nothing to hide, nothing to, say. Chronic capitalism is very much a Congress habit, not a BJP habit. नहीं सफर आता रहे. I am able to understand that. February 22 से है भैया. अच्छा listen यार, आप बहुत स्पीड में चलते हैं जी. मैं वो स्पीड में आना कठिन हो रहा है. इससे पहले भी आप बहुत स्पीड में चले. धीरे चलिए ना. मैं सभी टाइम देते हूँ.
मैम कांग्रेस
wait a minute, I have not answered it. उनको जवाब नहीं दिया. So February 22 से ये बात चल रही है कि आप प्लीज लिंक करो. अगर नहीं लिंक करते हैं तो हम फाइन डलवाएंगे. अरे भैया, मेरा स्टाइल ऑफ आंसरिंग इज अ बिट स्लो यार. प्लीज आप इतना तेज ना जाओ. सुनो ना मेरे जवाब. So this has happened. Even now when people are saying, no, we have still not done. एक साल के बाद भी लिंकिंग नहीं किया. मैं याद दिलाना चाह रही हूँ, अभी भी हम बोल रहे हैं कि रिटर्न फाइल करो. अगर पैन और ये लिंक नहीं हुआ फिर भी रिटर्न फाइल कर दो. क्योंकि इफ यू डिडंट फाइल इट इन टाइम दैट आल्सो बिकम्स एन ऑफेंस. रिटर्न फाइल कर दो. हम उसको एक्सेप्ट भी करते हैं. मगर आपके रिफंड अगर चाहिए तो समय लगेगा, बिकॉज आई हैव टू वेरीफाई बोथ. एंड इफ यू हैव नॉट डन इट, बिकॉज फ्रॉम 22 वी आर डूइंग दिस पेनल्टी, यू विल ऑल्सो हैव टू पे द पेनल्टी. आई कांट से 22 में जिन्होंने नहीं किया उनको पेनल्टी लगाऊं, बट 23 में इनको माफी करूं. कानूनन कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन है भाई. आई कांट डू दैट. दीज आर मैटर्स ऑफ रेवेन्यू. इट्स जस्ट नॉट पॉसिबल. बट रिफंड देर से मिलेगा बस. That does not stop people from matching it. No?
ನಾನು ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಲೀಡರ್ಸ್ ಮೇಜರ್ ಅಲಿಗೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಐಟಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಮಿಸ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಅವರು ಅಂತ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಲೀಡರ್ ಅಲಿಗೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸುರ್ಜೇವಾಲಾ
ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಅಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ये इंप्रेशन करवा करके ईडी, सीबीआई, सुप्रीम कोर्ट
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ರೀ ಅಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ವುಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಗೆ 2000. ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ 1500 ಅಪ್ ಟು 2000 ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತ ಅಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇದರಿಂದ ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲಿ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಆಗ್ಬೋದಾ ಅಂತ?
बिल्कुल ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. बिकॉज फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल कांग्रेस का रिकॉर्ड देखो भाई. प्लीज चेक अप कांग्रेस रिकॉर्ड इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्रॉमिसेस गिवन. मध्य प्रदेश में कांग्रेस सरकार जब दे केम टू पावर, बिकॉज देयर वाज नॉट अ डिसाइसिव election result, they promised so many things. First of all, to the farmers they promised, I'll do the loan waiver. Not even 1/10 of that has been fulfilled by Congress. Now another election is coming in Madhya Pradesh this year, sometime November, December. Congress's history of fulfilling promises is known to everybody. They never fulfill. They put the people into a trap, saying, I'll give you this, I'll give you that. and never. Rajasthan also. They gave promises which has not been fulfilled. Now just look at, आप बहुत अच्छा प्रश्न पूछे. What is it? 200 units free. महिला के लिए 2,000 rupees per month. युवा unemployed के लिए 3,000 rupees per month. And one more. 4 promises they've given. Rough back of the envelope calculation अगर मैं करती, all this will be almost 1/3 of Karnataka's annual budget. मान लीजिए कर्नाटका का बजट कहीं 3 लाख करोड़ तक है. ये कुल मिलाकर के सिर्फ ये प्रॉमिसेस, 4 प्रॉमिसेस के लिए 1 लाख करोड़ अलग रखना चाहिए. बाकी 2 लाख करोड़ से चलाओ सरकार. Is it a proposition workable? उसमें से ही आप समझना चाहिए इनका प्रॉमिसेस का कोई होमवर्क किया नहीं. बेसिस समझना हमें भी मुश्किल है, उनको भी मुश्किल है, मगर जनता को गुमराह करो. Fool the जनता. Tell them I'll give you. But your state budget being what it is, if 1/3 goes for only this, especially a very, very progressive and developing state like Karnataka, already so many industries and so many things. You have so much to do in terms of connectivity, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of bringing policies which are going to help. Arey, 1/3 is already gone for these promises. Baki 2/3 में काम चलेगा क्या? ये totally गुमराह करने वाला Congress's tactic. And I appeal to the people of Karnataka, please don't fall for it. No, but on the first one, you said your observation. What is your question? Yeah. No, I understood, but that's their observation. But what's your question on it? So they are saying. So what's your question on it? All right. Move on to your next one. First of all, I condemn opposition to compare one of our own states to Chinese. That's wrong. You may have differences. We can sort that out. First question on China related, Arunachal Pradesh, you specified. Let me recall 1962. Entire Northeast was left to meet their own fate. And our first Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru, had washed his hands off Northeast. This is not me saying. It's all in the records. And if you travel to Arunachal Pradesh and some parts of Assam, people themselves will say, the people of Arunachal Pradesh at the ground kept steadily with India, and every Chinese had to go away. So, a party whose first Prime Minister gave up defending a very important part of India. This is not my impression. Please go check every record you have. He gave up and left them to fight their own. And similarly, about Ladakh, the comment that was made at that time is it's all barren land, not even a blade of grass grows there. Their approach was this. We have stopped Chinese from coming into Arunachal Pradesh. Our actions speak for it. So they can go on saying, oh, Prime Minister doesn't speak. I want him to please check up on what their first Prime Minister, our first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru had said. He washed his hands off.
Ma'am here. Ma'am, yeah. Ma'am here. I'm here. Ma'am, this time budget was passed in the parliament without any discussion. What does it say about the state of democracy in India?
The opposition which talks about democracy should remember they had a role to play in the parliament. They had a role to ask me questions about the budget. They had a role also to ask me questions about how, let's say, the people for whom they are fighting will benefit from it. I was ready to stand up and answer and clarify anything that they want. They didn't even participate. Congress's culture today is to stand in the parliament, use unparliamentary language and conduct, and accuse the government. But when we stand up to answer, they walk out. So that's their value of democracy.
Ma'am, one question about that. What is your immediate...
1 minute, there's a lady asking here. Huh? I said no, that they shouldn't compare our own states with China. But all right, if you want an answer, I'll give you.
Yeah, ma'am, what is your immediate reaction on today's, RBI policy announcement?
Well, RBI has taken a good call, I think. Yes, there is nothing that I want to add except for saying these are very sensitive issues. And therefore, if the states are talking with the Home Minister also between the two states to help, we should just wait for the resolution rather than comment, particularly the way in which Congress has commented, saying it's like as though China. Wrong.
Ma'am,
being in the Congress. Your first comments on that, that's one question. Second is the Congress is attacking you on Upper Burma project. In the budget, you have announced 5,000 crores. EPR is not yet ready. So in this financial year, how will you release 5,000 crores? Your responsibility.
See, it's one thing for them to either appreciate or criticize. But we made an announcement in the budget, and I'm sure the state will speed up to work and get the DPR, and we'll clear it. A budgetary announcement is never going to be forgotten. Oh, DPR is not ready. How are we going to spend the whole amount? An irrigation project money is not spent within 6 months. It will be committed and it will be spent. So Congress knows it, but they still want to speak about it. Well, he's a congressman originally. A blue-blooded congressman. Died in the wool congressman. He's commenting. So we'll want to take this word seriously or not? It's not an outsider comment.
Excuse me, ma'am, about the OPS.
ನಮ್ಮ ಪತ್ರಿಕಾಗೋಷ್ಠಿಯಲ್ಲಿ
Not at all. I've given my statement.
ಮಾತಾಡಿದಂತ ನಿರ್ಮಲಾ ಸೀತಾರಾಮನ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಹಾಗೆ MG ಮಹೇಶ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಖ್ಯ ವಕ್ತಾರರಿಗೂ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.